Hey guys, I'm Teresa, this is Lost My Thread, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my pattern picks for hashtag SewFrugal22. Today's video does have a special place in my heart. I made a video last year for frugal frocks, which was how many people found my channel. I was a very small YouTube channel at that point, and it really blew my channel up in a really wonderful way. So being able to make a video this year for the sequel, which is the Sew Frugal Challenge, feels really kind of special and nice and lovely. I'm sure that you've probably seen lots of videos. There are tons of vloggers making videos about their top picks for this challenge. This challenge was organized by Sam of Frugalissima and Ruan of Yorkshire Sew Girl. Love you ladies, always love your videos, but this is just the best challenge of the year. It is my top challenge of the year for sure. Super excited to be taking part. Like I said, tons of vloggers are making videos, so what I'm going to be doing today is just sharing my top picks, focusing on jumpsuits, because there's so many different kinds of garments you can make, and I feel like I was getting so overwhelmed just trying to browse all of the various patterns that are around and thought, no, I need some kind of focus. And I liked the dress challenge for last year because I do like a kind of one-piece sort of on and done kind of outfit, and a jumpsuit is very much the same kind of thing, but obviously it will be a little bit different from last year. I am not going to get into all the nitty-gritty details about this challenge because, like I said, I'm sure you've seen tons of videos about it. I will put it down in the description box, including a link to a Q&A that Sam and Ruan did at the beginning of this challenge. But I will be talking through some top jumpsuit patterns. Before I do that though, I just want to do a quick fly through of some of the free patterns that I've made. So I'll pop some images up. I'm not going to get into tons of detail, but just to say that these are some patterns that I've made that I liked, all of them honestly, and I would recommend. So if you're not interested in jumpsuits, then have a look at these. If you are interested only in jumpsuits, feel free to skip ahead. I will put some chapters down below. Now, the first thing just to mention that I made is a t-shirt. It's the Basic Instinct tee by Secundo Second Piano. I've made two versions of this t-shirt. Love it. I really like that the neckline's a little bit higher. It's just the right kind of looseness for me. I did do a full bust adjustment on this one to get the fit quite right, but I do love this one. It's a really nice relaxed shape on me. I also have made the super basic tank top by Halfmoon Atelier. So this is a really basic tank top pattern. I really like the way she does the binding around the neckline and around the armhole. I have made 4 of these in all different colors. Really fun to be able to mix and match them in the summer. The only thing I would say with this one is that the straps are a little bit wide on my body, so I would narrow them again in the future. I just batch made them all at once, so they're all exactly the same fit, but you can always put like a little thread chain to keep your bra strap where it's meant to be, which will also keep the tank top where you want it to be. But this is a great free pattern for sure. It is slightly undersized because there's a bit of negative ease there, so I sized up a little bit to get the fit that I wanted. The Mandy boat tee from Tessuti patterns, really popular pattern. This is a really comfortable, relaxed t-shirt pattern. I did size down, or actually I just graded in a bit. I just did some extra stitching along the side seams on a stripe version that I had because it was way too boxy for my shape. It was just not giving me any shape at all, and I didn't do that on a pink viscose jersey version that I did because I thought the drape of it would make it fall okay, but I really don't reach for that, so I think I'm gonna just take in a bit on the side seam on that one, so just bear in mind that one is really oversized. The Peppermint wrap top, which is designed by In the Folds for Peppermint magazine. I really love this wrap top. The wrap of it in particular I absolutely love, and I use the shape of this neckline on all of my wrap dresses and tops now. Honestly, this is my go-to. I really love this. This is in a linen fabric. It's beautiful, really nicely made with French seams all throughout, so highly recommend that one. I've made the City Gym shorts by Pearl Soho. These have a really cute effect with the binding around the front and the back that just overlaps at the side seam. Super cute. I've made multiple pairs of these, but this one is a very minimal size range, only goes up to a 46-inch hip, so I think that's a huge downside. But this is also in kid sizes, so you can make it for kids as well as adults. I have made the Zero Waist Dress number 1 by Schnittchen Patterns. I know I'm not going to be saying that right. That was one of the dresses that I made last year for my Frugal Frocks pattern. Super fun, 70s vibe, really a whole lot of fun to make. The biggest issue with that one, and I mentioned this in my video last year, you have to print out a ridiculous number of pattern pieces that are mostly just blank pages to be able to cut out the sections for the neck hole and for the pocket. So not really loving the zero waste element. Definitely extremely wasteful if we're thinking about paper, but super cute dress. really, really fun. I did love wearing that in general in the summer. And the other thing that I've made, I'm wearing right now. This is my other Frugal Frocks dress from last year, the Bardon Dress by Elbe Textiles, also designed for Peppermint magazine. I really love this one. I wore the heck out of this dress last summer. It was my go-to in the summertime. I also took this dress with me when I went back home to Chicago in the summer when it gets mega, mega hot. And I was wearing this dress in like 100-degree heat. I'm not saying I was loving being in that heat, but honestly, I felt comfortable. It is so breathy because this is a viscose linen fabric. It's breathy, it's drapey, it's airy, and it just felt so, so comfortable. So I am also making one of these for the So Frugal challenge. I'm not telling you all about it now, but you'll see it on the reveal day. I did add some waist ties onto the side seams that I just used to cinch in the waist a little bit. I still give some room. It's not super tight, but it's just to give it a little bit of shape at the waist because otherwise I felt like I was just losing my shape in it. So those are free patterns that I've made before. In general, do recommend those. Moving on now to some jumpsuits because that's what I'm really excited to talk about today. So the key thing for me with a jumpsuit is that I need to be able to get in and out of it, which I think is going to be the case for everyone, but I feel like for me it's a little bit more challenging. I've had issues in the past with my shoulder, so I do struggle to get my arms all the way around my back to be able to do back zips and back fastenings. So that's not really my ideal way to get in and out of a jumpsuit, so I'm not going to be wanting any jumpsuit with an invisible zipper in the back. I need to have access to be able to just pull it down, unbutton, unzip in the front or maybe a side, just so that I can get in and out of it on my own without needing assistance when I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to be telling you about 3 patterns that you can get for free that follow this brief, and then one that you can hack yourself from any pre-existing woven elastic waist pants. The first one I'll tell you about is the Valley jumpsuit. This was designed by Ready to Sew for Peppermint magazine. Ready to Sew is a French pattern company and I have made their patterns before. Really great instructions, really great general design. The way it comes together is really nice, really clever, really satisfying. So I feel confident that they would have a good pattern. I mean, Peppermint magazine generally, you can't really go wrong. But I will say that this jumpsuit in particular is quite different from how it looks immediately when you look at it. So just to look at it, we've got some buttons going down the front, elastic waist, easy on and off, definitely liking how that one's going to be to take on and off, no problems there. It has a boat neck, it's quite a high neckline, so I might lower that or potentially do like a V-neck if I were going to make this version, but it is designed to have quite a high boat neck on there. It has dolman sleeves, so the sleeve is attached to the bodice, so that's one continuous piece going down into the sleeve. But when you look at the pattern pieces, this is when it gets really interesting and unusual and is intriguing me quite a bit. So there are 3 pattern pieces to this whole jumpsuit pattern. One is the leg piece, so you make 2 legs, no side seam, so it just wraps around the leg and stitches down the center of the leg. The other piece for the top half is a single piece as well. So you cut out 2 for the 2 halves of your body, and it wraps basically over your arm and over your shoulder and then gets stitched down. And then one part of it will become the button placket, and then the back section will get stitched to the other back section to be the back of this jumpsuit. If you're having trouble visualizing it, I completely understand. It sounds absolutely bonkers in the best way to me. It just seems like such really original and clever design. I would love to make this just to be able to put these things together. It's kind of crazy to try to visualize it. So I will show you what the pattern pieces look like as far as the layout on the fabric to get you a bit of an idea of what these shapes are like. And that is particularly interesting to me because what I can see is the front section is along the grain line, but the back section is actually going to be on the bias. So depending on the pattern that you had, that's going to be angled at the back, which can create quite a cool look. So I'm going to show you the fabrics that I have. This generally would be suitable for any kind of lightweight, drapey kind of woven fabric. I think linen is going to be perfect, so I've got a couple of linens that I'm going to look at, but you do want to have something with a little bit of drape to it. The first fabric I will show you is so gorgeous. I love this fabric. I got this fabric at the Knitting and Stitching show in the autumn. It came from Merchant and Mills. It's 100% linen fabric and they call it Shirred, which I think is absolutely perfect. The colors on this are just the best. So it's a beautiful striped fabric. It's got this wonderful peachy orangey color, this beautiful bright pink in addition to these black stripes. I love this fabric so much. I think this is going to be such a fun, vibrant thing to wear in the spring and in the summer. I think it would make a great jumpsuit. The only thing I will say is that the stripes are on the cross grain, so they're going to run horizontal. So I'm not sure that I would love it for this particular pattern, but I don't know. I really do love this fabric and I think it would make a great jumpsuit, so it's definitely a contender. It does have a little bit of drape to it. It's not super drapey. It is linen fabric. It's reasonably lightweight though, so I think it would be absolutely perfect choice for this jumpsuit. And I have another linen fabric, another striped linen fabric. This one I got from Vogue Fabrics when I was at home in Chicago in the summertime. This one is actually a blend, so it's linen and cotton, 55% cotton, 45% linen, and it is this really beautiful purple with these white stripes going down it. So you can all see as well inside the purple there's a little bit of white in the weave. Really love the color there, really love the effect of it. And this one has the stripes going on the grain, so they'd be going vertically. I mean, obviously I could cut the other one out on the cross if I have enough of a width of the fabric. We'll see how it goes, but I think this one would be really good because you have these really just one straight line going down there. When you have it on the back of the pattern, it can then create a V effect on the back when they're crossing through. I mean, stripe matching, you probably would lose your mind a little bit, but it would look so effective if you managed to do it. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if my brain was putting this together right and was it definitely going to look like that on the back. So I had a look at the hashtag on Instagram and there are lots of great inspiration photos of people who have made this jumpsuit before, including some who have made it either in like a check pattern or in a stripe pattern, and absolutely it looks so cool on the back. You would never know that this is such a minimal pattern piece pattern, and I think that would be such a fun one to make. This is also a really great size inclusive pattern, and it goes up to a full bust measurement of 54 inches and a full hip measurement of 60 inches. The next jumpsuit I want to tell you about is the Sloan jumpsuit, and this is one from fabrics-store.com, website with tons of free patterns. Peppermint magazine obviously has tons of free patterns as well. The Sloan jumpsuit is so cool looking, so fitted looking. My first thought when I saw this is, how do you get this thing on? It is so fitted, it's just fantastic. And when I looked on Instagram at the hashtag, it looks that good on all the people who made it. So I was very intrigued. I think this would look extremely flattering, really hug your curves. Really love the look of this jumpsuit. So we've got a button down front, we've got a proper collar with collar stand, we've got a really cute short sleeve cuff there, we've got darts at the front and the back, so this is like mega fitted. The way you get in, because I had to download the pattern to find out, there's an invisible zip in the side seam. So that was interesting to me. I feel like that would work, but then I was trying to think with a jumpsuit, if you unzip the side seam, how do you pull? Do you have to get your head somehow into that section to get out of it? There was one person who had made this and shared it on Instagram who said that there was a little bit of gymnastics involved getting in and out of this jumpsuit. So I don't know if it would be worth the faff, but it would be so cool if it worked out and that would actually fit that well and not drive me completely crazy trying to go to the bathroom. If you've made this jumpsuit, tell me, is it worth it? Is it completely nuts? Because it looks just so good. So for that jumpsuit, I would definitely want to be picking the same fabrics. The patterns for fabrics-store.com are all recommended to be made with linen. So they are perfect choices for these two. So I'm not sure if it might make sense a little bit more for that one, and this one I think I prefer for the Valley jumpsuit, but I think either of them would be really good choices, and that would be just such a cool jumpsuit. I feel like it would look just super together. This one is also another really good size inclusive pattern, goes all the way up to a 58-inch hip, so really great when they're including enough for everyone or most of us to be able to make. Now the other way to make a jumpsuit that is easy to get on and off is to make something with a jersey fabric so that it's stretchy, and if it's got enough space around the neck, you can stretch in and out of it and put it on like that. So that was really appealing to me, and I wanted to see if I could find anything that fit that bill, and there wasn't a huge amount that really spoke to me. But one of them I feel like it's almost like an aspirational jumpsuit. I'm not sure that I would ever feel comfortable, feel confident wearing this jumpsuit, that I could get away with wearing this jumpsuit. But in an ideal world, in my dream world, Teresa is totally rocking this jumpsuit, and it would be really fun to try and make it and wear it one day. So this is one from the Sewciety website. Again, lots of free patterns from there. It is called the Morina jumpsuit. Now the Sewciety, their patterns are variable as far as the size range. This one only goes up to a 51-inch hip, so not quite a size inclusive. I don't want to talk about whether you'd want to try and adapt it. I just want to tell you this is what you're going to get from this pattern. But this jumpsuit, it's a jersey jumpsuit. It's got an asymmetrical ruffle that's off one of the shoulders, and it's a huge voluminous ruffle. It is really like kind of wide leg, really loose and floaty and summery, and it's got a belt that ties around the waist. It is like super 70s chic, and I think it might be a little bit much, but sometimes a little bit much is just right. I think this would be such a fun jumpsuit, and because of this asymmetrical neckline, you could totally get in and out of that super easily. So I feel like practicality, it would be a really, really good one. It is recommended for bamboo jersey, and that was one of the things I was thinking, oh, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna have the right kind of fabric for that kind of jumpsuit. And wouldn't you know it, I just happen to have some bamboo jersey in my stash. It's one of my favorites these days. And it is this really wonderful, really juicy orange color. I think the color is a little bit more similar to what you're seeing back here, but it is a punchy color. And I'd actually been thinking about making a jumpsuit with this, because of course it's the bamboo jersey. It does have this really amazing drape to it. I mean, this color is definitely screaming 70s, so that might be putting it over the edge, honestly, but wouldn't that be so much fun to be just kind of traipsing around in that jumpsuit with your ruffles, feeling all chic? Yeah, I think that's a really fun option to consider. If you've got some nice drapey, it really needs to be drapey jersey fabric. I think it's certainly one that I would love to see made up, even if I don't quite decide it's time for me to make it yet. And the last one I want to tell you about is one that I am definitely going to be making because I'm super intrigued by the concept. As I was looking through different jumpsuit patterns, one thing that occurred to me is, why isn't there any kind of shirred bodice jumpsuit? Shirring elastic rows that go down the bodice that can make it nice and fitted, but then it can stretch to be able to go down over your hips to get on and off easily. Looked around, couldn't find any free patterns that fit the bill, but I realized that I could totally make it myself, and so could any of you. There are lots of tutorials about how to make a shirred bodice dress. So you'd basically just follow what they're telling you to do for the bodice part, and then you just add some wide leg elastic trousers to the bottom. I'd say wide leg I think would make more sense because the top is going to be so fitted. So to be a bit wide and then probably a little bit cropped on the around sort of maybe mid-calf length, I think would be so fun and so summery. I did a little Google search to see, am I just completely making up this concept that is going to be really weird in real life? And I loved the inspiration photos that I was finding online for ready to wear. So this is definitely a concept that exists in the world. I just haven't seen it quite so much as far as sewing patterns. And I think this is such an easy hack that you could do yourself. I myself would want to be making some straps because I'm not going to be wearing it strapless. You could totally go for strapless, but if you were going to go for any kind of strapless situation, I would always recommend that you put a row of just normal elastic, like 3/4 inch elastic, 3/8 of an inch elastic, 1/2 inch elastic, something like that, just going around the top to keep it in, because the shirring elastic, it stretches and it moves way too easily and you could just find yourself coming out of your dress or your jumpsuit, which you do not want to do. But I'm going to be adding some straps in right along my bra strap line with a nice ruffle, and I think it's going to be really fun, and I think it's going to be super duper cute. Because of course this is so frugal, I've chosen a free elastic waist woven pants pattern that I'm going to use for the bottom half, and that is the cast pants by fabrics-store.com. Same website, also goes up to a 58-inch hip, so the same one as the Sloan jumpsuit. Now these pants are just a really super basic elastic waist pants, and like I said, you could use any elastic waist pants pattern that you have and it would totally work. So these have got pockets because I definitely want to have some pockets in there, and I have two fabrics that I think would be so good for it. Having a bit of a hard time deciding, and maybe I'll make both, but I feel like I want to get your thoughts on which one you think would be the better option. I definitely want to go for something drapey. I feel like having some drape and swoosh around in that would really make the trouser work and give it almost like a dress vibe, which is what I'm hoping to go for, and which is also part of the whole wide leg thing. The first one I will tell you about is this really beautiful crinkle crepe fabric. So I got this from Vogue Fabrics again, so hopefully you can see that crinkly effect on there. This is gorgeous bright pink paisley with these really nice bright blue and white details on it. Such a fun, vibrant color, so summery. I think this would be a really great one. As you can see, it's got that lovely drape going for it, really nice and lightweight, would be really cooling to wear on a hot day. And then another viscose, but this is a viscose poplin fabric that I got from Lamazi Fabrics. Because it's a poplin, it's got a little bit more body behind it. It's a little bit heavier weight. And so I feel like the trousers would kind of whoosh, whoosh, if you know what I mean. If you know fabric, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. And this is this really gorgeous, it's a navy blue base with this beautiful red and white, or sorry, red, white, pink, and gray details on there. I think that would be so beautiful. I really do love it. Like I said, it moves, but it's got a little bit more of a, almost like a delay where it bounces because it's a little bit heavier weight, and this one's completely smooth. This is super soft as well. And I think this one would be really fun for that kind of jumpsuit. So I'm 100% planning to make a jumpsuit out of one of those fabrics. If you would be interested to see my process, let me know in the comments down below and I can do a little quick tutorial about how I put that jumpsuit together. Like I said, total easy DIY pattern if you have an elastic waist pants pattern that fits you. If not, you can download the cast pants like I have. I highly recommend checking out the hashtag SoFrugal22 to see other videos of other vloggers. We have a ton of vloggers making videos about this, and there are 2 every day. So today I've got a partner in crime, Crystal, who is my social thread, S-E-W for social, and she is a new YouTube channel. You're going to want to check her out if you don't know about her. She is making some great stuff. Very new channel, so you're going to want to get in at the ground floor so that you're with her from the beginning. She's brilliant, really looking forward to seeing what she's going to be making. And there are also 2 more videos as well going tomorrow. So it's going to be Liz, who is the baker that sews, who you must all know. We all know and love Liz. She's got a fantastic channel, really fun, vibrant wardrobe, and really great energy. And another new to me sewing channel is Steph from Knots and Needles. So I'm not familiar with Steph's channel, but I'm curious to see what she's got going on tomorrow, and I hope that you'll be following along as well. If you enjoyed my video today and you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do think about hitting that subscribe button. Give me a like if you enjoyed it to help other people to find my videos, and I will see you all soon. Bye!